being out and about, so a couple weeks ago.
It's a burp.
Did you burp?
I did.
A couple weeks ago, we partied with Joe Biden's daughter.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. It was like in the most like underwhelming way.
Yes,
like,
it was.
I keep like pressing Juan because I'm like, dude, we used to get drunk every fucking weekend. And when is the last time we went out? It was like Halloween and it's February of a new year. Like that's so embarrassing. So I was like,
Brie understands.
we really need to go out. Like we really need to go out. But you've been traveling because of work and we found out like a weekend, we were like, cool, we're going out that day. It doesn't matter. And we just like went to Dean's downtown on Main Street. And I was talking to Brenda about this because we keep trying to look for like a home bar, or what would you call it? Yeah, just like a spot.
Like a home base bar, like a bar
just
that
like
we just
the go-to.
Yeah.
Because as if we haven't said it enough on this podcast, it used to be the pastry war. I will never ever finish grieving. I literally think about it all the fucking time. Brenda and I were screaming about that this week.
Yeah, I think about it often.
But we were like, whatever, fuck it, let's go to Dean's. But Dean's is the kind of bar that it's kind of perfect when it's empty. Like it's the bar that it's meant to be empty. You know what I mean? Like I want to go to Dean's on like a Tuesday night, maybe Thursday. I don't want to go to Dean's on a Saturday night.
Yes.
They were playing Euphoria on the projector.
Yeah,
it is packed. It is packed. The music was weird. The music was good, but the DJ kept like switching it on like weird spots, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? So overall vibes questionable. We are finally sitting at the bar. It was also fucking freezing, but we were like, let's sit outside. It's cold as shit. It's so fucking cold. The wind is blowing. And so eventually I'm like, we have to move inside. I don't give a fuck. If we stand, we stand. Whatever. We move inside. Somehow we get a spot on the bar. Everything is great. We sit down at the bar and we are talking, having a great time. This guy...
We start arguing. No, we don't argue.
No, we were talking about Euphoria.
We were talking about Euphoria because...
We were kind of arguing, but like not really.
In our typical fashion, like we've described.
We were talking about Cassie and Maddie and I said, fuck Cassie.
The last time that we had talked about Euphoria was on this podcast.
Oh, that's true.
So I had not watched it at that time. So me and Brie watched all of the 2 seasons, and I had opinions at that point.
Yeah.
And then you had opinions, and we were doing our usual thing.
Yes.
In this process, go ahead.
What did he say that he got into the conversation? Oh, he was like, are you guys talking about Euphoria?
Yeah, because we were talking about Nate or something like that.
We were talking about
like,
Nate at that
or whatever.
point.
Or I said, Nate's a psychopath.
Yeah, and I was 100%. Like, oh, 100 fucking %. We're not debating about Nate Jacobs. He's fucking insane. And he's the worst.
Some guy was in the back with his drink like this.
Yeah.
And he's all like, are you guys talking about Nate Jacobs?
Euphoria? And we were like, yeah, it's playing on the fucking projector right now. And he's like, oh, word. And then we're just talking about that. And all of a sudden, you know, like Juan is like mingling with him. They become friends because of course. I'm looking at the really hot bartender. She was beautiful. Like she was gorgeous. She looked like a goddess. Anyway, then he's like, hey, you'll see that girl over there? And I don't know what I don't know what went through your mind when he said that, but this is what went through my mind. I hear, hey, you'll see that girl over there. My head hears, he's about to give us some fucking tea. He's about to give us some fucking drama. In my head, this is all that I created in my head in the span of like 0.2 seconds.
Yes.
In my head, he said, you'll see that girl over there. And that girl over there to me is like either a girl that he likes or his ex-girlfriend. And she is going to be with like some fucking guy, maybe a friend of his. And he's kind of like gagged. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like, damn, like she did me fucking dirty. I thought he was about to give us like an insight on his love life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was like I am
it was already kind of late also. It was like, it was like midnight.
He was drunk for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I am about to hear some fucking drama and I am ready. Like I am ready to gossip. I'm ready to like dive into this man's love life. And then we're like, yeah, that girl over there. Yeah, I see her. What's up with her? You tell us. Let us know. What's the story? What does he say? That's Joe Biden's daughter. And I said, what are you talking about?
And I turned around. I was like, man, this
We're
dude's
like,
drunk
man,
as
shut the
fuck.
fuck up, bro.
Joe Biden's daughter is not here.
Shut up. What you said was, no, there will be Secret Service right there. And he goes, look at the guy behind her. He has an earpiece.
And I was like...
And we are like, what do you mean? We turn and Juan and I just like look at each other and we're like, oh my God.
Wait, so there was one guy right behind her, right?
Yeah.
And in regular clothes. And my second question was, aren't they supposed to be wearing suits?
No, I know.
That was my second question. I was like,
man, no, shut the fuck
aren't they
up.
supposed to be wearing suits? And the guy
No.
with the drink that I bought him, he's sitting there, he's moving side to side, and he goes, that's actually a lie. And he drinks casually. And I'm just like, first of all, I don't know who you are and what side quest you're fulfilling in your life right now.
Like, who did you vote for? Like, I'm confused.
You know what I mean? That you're here and all of a sudden, like, you went from about to be potentially my friend to you delivering some information that you should have started with.
Yeah.
and now there's a point of contention. So I'm like, okay, so I see the guy. So right next to the guy, there's another guy with an earpiece.
Yep.
And we're like, holy shit.
At this point, I am frantically Googling what Joe Biden's daughter looks like because I have no fucking idea. She's white. She has brunette hair. Sure.
And
she
she's
could
in
be
her
Joe
40s or
Biden's
something
daughter.
like that?
Or she could be Matt Damon. I don't fucking know. Like,
Right.
I don't know what she looks like. So I am frantically Googling this woman. Also, Dean's is dark as shit. Like, it's not even just like, oh, it's like a bar and the lights are off. It's like, there is no light in there. Like, it's so fucking dark. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm like, again, like, sure, it could be her, but it could also be just any generic, like, white girl. I don't know what she looks like.
Yeah, so we looked
eventually, we agree that looks like Joe Biden's daughter.
Yeah.
And there is this guy trying to go to work with her. Like, he is
trying
working
so hard. So then I start to hype my mans up. Remember? I was all like, bro, this is your time.
To be fair, even at this point, like, after we Googled her, I am like, I don't know if like, I'm drunk, he's drunk, you know what I mean?
And then
it's
we
like, it
all
could be anyone.
saw there's another Secret Service guy at the entrance.
I freak the fuck
And he's
out
just
because
like this.
at this point we are kind of like trying to accept it. I've like gotten distracted and I look to like my left and I see at the very end there's this guy, and at this point I don't know if we were making eye contact, but he's looking like straight ahead, and obviously I'm like on the other side of the fucking bar, but he looks weird, like he's just staring, and I'm like, oh, what a creep. Like, that's so fucking weird. Like, you're being creepy right now. Like, stop staring at people at the fucking bar. What are you doing?
Right.
And he like kind of like turns his head and I see an earpiece and I freak the fuck out again. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. We are surrounded right now. There's
I got
a guy
really paranoid.
in every exit of the fucking bar.
And in the bathroom.
And it's, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, we are in the middle of Dean's at this point. There's a guy by the door. There's two guys by her. There's another guy by the bathroom. And that's all that I can see. I don't know if there's more. So at this point, I get paranoid too for some reason.
I get
don't
paranoid
know
as hell.
what
I'm
they
like,
were
there's
gonna
a lot of
do.
undercover cops in here.
I know.
I don't need, and they probably...
It's like, I'm not doing anything wrong, but I feel uneasy.
Yeah, like everybody has iPhones in here. Everybody has smartphones. They're probably getting like real time data. Like there's like 4 sex traffickers in there. There's like 4. You know what I mean? Like they're probably like
Oh my God.
fucking getting like real because they can sneak through your phone. The Patriot Act. Like they know who the fuck is
Patriot
everywhere.
Act.
Like you know what I mean? So like they fucking CIA or whoever the Secret Service. Fucking home
is so
base
funny.
headquarters is probably like Googling everybody at the bar. It was all like, these are the points of threats, like these are the threats or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be there because I was like, I don't like being judged like this. So
Well, I was like, what happens if something goes, like, at what point do they intervene was what was going in my head. Because again,
And
we don't
open
know
carry
anything.
in fucking
We don't
Texas? I
know
don't know.
anything in this situation, right? All we know at this point is this is Joe Biden's daughter. Who is she with? I don't know. Who are the people around her? I don't know. There's this guy talking to her pretty much the
he's
entire
trying
time.
to mac on her so hard.
But I am like, is she married? Is that her boyfriend? Is that her date?
That was
Did they
definitely
come
not her
here
boyfriend.
together? Is that just some random guy that's hitting on her? Because if so, how did he get through fucking Secret Service?
That's definitely some random guy.
You know what I mean? Like, I am trying so fucking hard to connect all the fucking dots. My mind is racing. And in my head, all I'm thinking about is like, what if something goes wrong? And what would be the thing that classifies as something going wrong? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, when do y'all intervene? Do y'all have
what
codes,
happens
like,
if somebody just comes and like smacks her butt and like walks away? Like, you know,
like
things that we as normal women that don't have Secret Service,
no,
we
but
deal
I'm not
with,
even
like,
thinking that. Like, I'm not even thinking, like,
That's a good point.
because I'm like, if somebody comes and smacks her butt, what's gonna happen is they're gonna grab him and kick him out. You know what I mean? Like, that's
But
what's
I'm
gonna
saying,
I would
happen.
like for them to do more.
No, I'm not gonna call for Joe Biden's daughter to be like sexually assaulted in public.
No, I'm saying
No. I would like for the Secret Service to do more.
I want
Beat the ass, beat the ass.
Like, I don't just want you to hit her, but I want you to cup
You're
that
like,
shit.
I want to see if somebody will attempt to murder her.
No.
like,
I meant the
whoa,
Secret
what are
Service.
we do-
Now, here's what I want to see. If the Secret Service
I
are
got
behind
really
Joe Biden's
worried.
daughter and some guy goes and smacks her butt, I need to see the Secret Service waterboarding that guy on the bar with some whiskey. Like, I need to see it
With
happen.
whiskey?
So Jaeger.
Ooh, Jaeger, there you go. Don't waste the
with the most
whiskey.
horrible alcohol you could possibly find.
No.
I need to see him get waterboarded with a fucking rag from the bar and just like go to town. Don't you dare do that again.
No, because you know
this
how,
is
like-
America's daughter right now.
And I know, I don't even want to tell him. I don't even want them to tell him that they're doing it to him because it's Biden's daughter. I just want
Right.
like,
I
any
just want
girl
them to
that
do
you
it.
touch, this is what happens.
I just want you to do it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, that would be
That's some Batman
beautiful.
shit. Yeah. But yeah, that's
I love that I got really worried there for
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
No.
listen, I
We-
let you talk your shit on the podcast and say controversial things sometimes, but maybe
we were
sit
on the
this
same
one
page.
out.
We were on the same page. You kind of drifted.
But
a
you know
little
how
bit.
like public figures and like celebrities and stuff like that, they love to like when they're in public, they don't want to cause a scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, realistically, they'll probably just kick him out.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
What if something
what
worse
would
happened?
what would it take for this to turn into like a bro, we were at Dean's last night and Joe Biden's daughter was there and then this happened and then they closed out the fucking place and then Secret Service went like crazy and they were like questioning, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
I
was
feel
like, because also that shit can happen so quickly.
You were thinking about all of that, and I was trying to get our friend, our homeboy, who's talking about Nate Jacobs, and I was all like, "Bro, this is
You
your
need
chance.
to go ask her out
You need
right
to go
now."
talk to her. You need to shoot your shot. If there was any moment to shoot your shot, it is
Hilarious.
right now. We need to Meghan Markle this situation right now. You're gonna be the next Meghan Markle. We about to
You did say that.
Your new address is gonna be 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, bro. Let's
Which
go for
was
it.
problematic. You have to know, everybody listening, all 46 of you. Sorry. I really wanted to make that joke. You have to know that when he said you are the next Meghan Markle, this man is black. And I was like, you are dead fucking wrong for that.
He was Puerto Rican. He was like,
Yeah, there are black Puerto
I know what I'm saying.
Ricans.
Like, he was a Puerto Rican guy, black Puerto Rican guy. It was
I
really
was
funny.
like, you have had too much to drink. Also, I was like, no. I'm
But he
sorry.
was-
Listen,
he was
I
all
know,
like-
I'm sure you're a great guy. Don't shoot your shot with
Yeah,
Joe
you were like,
Biden's
don't shoot
daughter.
your shot at Joe
I
Biden's
was
daughter.
like,
And I was like,
stop
don't listen to
listening
her.
him right now.
She doesn't know.
I'm taking a pause
Wait,
from
wait,
my
wait.
anxiety attack to tell you, do not go near Joe Biden's daughter. You
and-
stay where the fuck you are.
and
You
he-
stay right here. We keep buying you drinks, and by we I mean Juan. We keep talking about Euphoria. Don't fucking go near her.
And he did for a second sip his drink a
For
little
a-
bit and
he
looked at her and was all
considered
like, I
he
could
was
be
like,
the next Meghan Markle.
Wait, was the controversy with Biden the fact that he was the one that did stop and frisk?
No, that was Bloomberg.
Oh, never mind.
Who
that's
the
not
fuck
him.
is
Okay.
Bloomberg?
Yeah, that was Bloomberg. So no, he's fine with it when it comes to
Okay,
that.
I was gonna say because if Biden was the one that did stop and frisk, boy, you better shoot your shot. Go shoot your shot.
Shoot your fucking shot.
No,
And
but
then
he
he
for it.
hasn't
make a
canceled
point.
student debt, so shoot your fucking shot.
Shoot your shot.
So we ended up. I ended up
he
going to the
wouldn't
bathroom.
care.
I ended up going to the bathroom. And she was dancing right by the bathroom. She was just like moving
Yeah.
around with her friend. And I passed by. I'm like, "Are you the reason why there's like security?"
Did you talk
Yeah.
to Joe Biden's daughter?
she
How
was
did I miss
and
this?
she was drunk. Well, because you were in the bathroom and we were getting
Oh,
ready to head
that's
out. We
true.
had decided like we're not gonna stay here for in case. I guess your anxiety won and was like, in case something
I
bad
know.
happens, we
In
gotta get the fuck
retrospect,
out.
I'm like, that's not what I was thinking, but now is what I am thinking. So I'm like, I wanted to get the fuck out of
yeah,
here.
and she was like, "No, we're leaving. I was like, "Okay, we can go." So I just walked by. And I was like, "Are you the reason why the Secret Service is here?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Are you important?" She goes, "No." And she just kind of kept dancing.
She was drunk.
And yeah,
for
she
sure.
was drunk as fuck.
She was having a great time.
And
Like she was drunk and like she was just dancing and having a good time. You know what I mean?
The life.
She was like, I am the president's fucking daughter and I
Yeah.
deserve this.
That was life.
I deserve a night out.
That was life, liberty,
She
and
was
the pursuit of
Mandy
happiness
Moore
right there.
in what's that fucking movie? I loved
My
that
first
movie.
date with the president's daughter.
No,
that
that is
No,
another movie.
That was with the
loved
guy
that
from
movie
Boy Meets
so much.
World. That movie's
I
That
love that
is
movie.
another movie, but no, Mandy Moore. Fuck, I used to watch the fuck out of the movie on Boomerang. Y'all remember that channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking good. What is it? Chasing Liberty. So good. Are you kidding me? She ends up going to like Burning Man or some shit. It's so good. Anyway, it was honestly, again, underwhelming. Because it was just kind of like, again, you were like, we need to go say hi or we need to go take a
Yes,
picture.
I was all like, we gotta go meet the.
I was
we
like,
gotta go meet
no,
I was like, I gotta get her on the
we are
podcast.
not. Number one, I will go. What did you say?
I said, I gotta get her on the podcast.
You, I was no. Stop.
No, but I asked her. I was all like, "Are you the reason?" I was like, "Are you important?" She's like, "No." And I go, "Well, there's 4 of them." And she was like, "There's 5." And I was
Period.
like, "What?" I was all like,
Fucking
I was like,
get
"Is there-"
your fucking facts
I was like, "Is there a
straight.
secret one in case the 4 mess up?" And she was like, "Exactly."
She don't
And then
care.
she just kind of kept going. I was like,
That is
we're getting the fuck out of
We're
here.
getting out of here.
Because there's apparently a
I will
secret
take
one.
a picture with Joe Biden's daughter when he gives me citizenship. Okay, until then,
Deal.
I don't care.
Well, she walked her tab that day in the name of freedom.
I know. Well, I don't know if that's true. Do we know if that? Can we
In the-
like fact check that?
Well,
I don't know if that's
there was,
something
I think the
fact check.
bartender, one of the bartenders' Twitter, I think that's what it was. One
Was
of the bartenders.
That, I don't know if she was a bartender.
I think she was.
I don't think she was a
said she
bartender
looked
because I
familiar.
saw her profile picture and I was like, "Girl, you were not one of the bartenders."
I think she was with the one on the far left, and we had
I
the
don't
the
think
guy
so.
and the other girl.
But
The
it was this
black
girl that tweeted about it, and she was like, not Joe Biden's daughter at Dean's last night or something. And then she was like, and she walked out her tab, and I was like, no, she fucking didn't.
She really did. In the name of freedom. Imagine if she walked out. This is the way that I saw it in my head.
In the name of freedom. Stop.
The moment I saw that she walked out, this is what my brain did because this is what it does. Biden's daughter walks out of Dean's at 2 a.m. Right under that orange fluorescent light with the 2 photographs of downtown Houston on the side. Looks at the bartenders and says, I gotta go, but y'all, I'm getting y'all stimulus checks for next week, okay? See you guys later. Peace. And it just walks to her tab. What are the bartenders gonna do? They can't be like, ma'am, you have to pay. That's Joe Biden's daughter.
Also, like, she probably did pay eventually. You know what I mean? It's like she probably, or they probably approved like PPE for the fucking bar. I don't fucking know.
They probably kept the bar open for another
like,
month and a half.
They gave them a tax cut. I don't know.
Yeah, some tax cut. What she should have done is we should have convinced her to bring pastry wars back.
Yeah.
Executive order.
Well,
Pastry
the
wars
U.S.
back.
is like trillions of dollars in debt, so I don't know.